What is going on, guys? We're back with another video in our Buccaneers Online user franchise, and this is one of my most favorite times of any franchise, especially in one that is a 32-man user league. 12-4, we have made the playoffs, and not only that, we have secured a bye week. Now, we did get a little bit of help, mainly from simming. Not that we really wanted to, but we had 2 forced wins in the year where we couldn't play. This last one was actually pretty big. You know, we weren't guaranteed to win. It's not an easy matchup. So this one could have been the difference between having a bye week and not having a bye week. I mean, it wasn't even could have. It literally was. But I felt confident, but how confident? I don't know. Okay, EA, I love you. Okay, I know we threw a pick. Winston needed 4 touchdowns to get to 40 touchdowns in the year. He got 4. He only needed like 30 yards to get to 5K, but he got 300 just about. Matt Ryan, he had a pretty good game too. Rushing, Ronald Jones, 94 yards. I'll take it. No touchdowns. It's all right. Jameis running like way more than we would. It's crazy. Receiving, I would like it to go to Godwin. O.J. Howard had 3 receiving touchdowns in Sim. Who was the 4th? Peyton Barber. Scott Miller, it is what it is. O.J. Howard, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, pretty damn good stuff. Blocking, I don't really care about that if we're being honest. Who got a pick? That would be a really interesting one. Sue, 2 sacks. Devin White and Levante combining for 1. Sean Murphy-Bunting got a pick. Nice. Now this is scary because, honestly, even though we were playing well with Devin White, we weren't really catching picks. Did we hold on to Defensive Rookie of the Year? We literally had Defensive Rookie of the Year probably locked in since week 2. Did we hold on, though? That's the question. Here is the stats for Jameis and the rest of the team. Of course, we will go into every award, pretty much every team's stats. Maybe not every team, but the top performance in the league. Winston, 5,263 yards. Amazing season. 40 touchdowns, 13 picks. A completion percentage of 65% with 128 passer rating. If that isn't at least superstar development, I don't know what is. Rushing, please, Ronald Jones. I really wish he would have got to 1,250, but it's fine. 175 rushes for 1,219 yards, 7 yards per carry with 15 touchdowns. Fumbled 4 times. I don't think he lost 4 fumbles, though. And, he was pretty damn good. He had 23 broken tackles, which is, pretty good. 75-yard is his longest. Same with Peyton. I don't know how that happened. Receiving, actually really huge. I didn't even know that. 3 touchdowns got him to 11 touchdowns. He's the only guy with double digits. Into the thousands, 4 digits. O.J. Howard and Mike Evans. Scott Miller got actually really close for a slot receiver. And then Chris Godwin, I feel like I really let him down. I'm hoping O.J. Howard goes as superstar. That would be clutch. Really should have been Godwin and Scott Miller, as superstars this year. Really just hoping at least Ronald. If we can get 3 superstars guaranteed, it would be Winston, Howard, and Jones. Those would be the 3 I'd want. And then defensively, I think we've earned some of the rights. Sack totals, really not a great season for us on defense, for especially the front 7. Barrett was okay. Sue was actually really good. I don't think Barrett's going to go up in development, which really sucks. Devin White, can he go to Superstar X Factor? That'd be insane. Honestly, I don't care, though. It's really all about the superstar abilities, and obviously he's a superstar. Jamel Dean with 9 picks. Sean Murphy-Bunting with 6. He had 4 within the last 2 weeks. Clutch. Troy Apke, he looked so good early on, and then just really played poorly, honestly. Just not well. Levante was okay. He just didn't get his hands on the ball. He was just in good coverage most of the season. Not maybe the season we would have wanted to see, but it was still a really good season. Forced fumbles, Justin Evans had 2. Bunch of guys with 1. Touchdowns-wise, Devin White had a few. 4 of them to be exact. 2 for Murphy-Bunting, 2 for Jamel Dean, 1 for Evans, and Troy Apke. Let's take a look at the kicking. We missed 1 extra point, and we missed 1 field goal, and it was by like an inch. But a really good season kicking, and then punting over 50 yards per kick, which is really good. Kick returns, nothing, but Apke did have a punt return touchdown. Now, the moment of truth, I highly doubt we won MVP, but there is a chance. And unfortunately, Cam Newton won it, which I can't agree with, and I feel like I go over it way too much in the CFM chat. It's just kind of getting annoying at this point from me. Patrick Mahomes, with a 15-1 record, wins Offensive Player of the Year on the AFC side. Let's take a look at Defensive Player of the Year. Derwin James. Devin Bush actually almost won it on the AFC side. Paris Campbell was the Offensive Rookie of the Year with some other guys very close. What else do we have? A couple of names on the bottom that, you wouldn't really expect to be there. Devin Bush wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Jonathan Abram with close number 2, which is impressive because he's a safety. Take a look at quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, and Drew Luck. I really wish we were in the AFC side because it seems quite a bit easier to win quarterback awards there. Le'Veon Bell was the best running back. Melvin Lindsay behind Derrick Henry. A couple of guys. Chubb at number 6. Kareem Hunt at number 10. So 2 Browns players there. Best receiver was Paris Campbell. Mecole Hardman, number 2. A lot of youngsters making on top of the list. Mitchell Schwartz was the best lineman on the AFC side. Best D lineman, Joey Bosa, with, I believe, 25 sacks on the season, if I'm not mistaken. Von Miller, very close to that number as well. Won defensive linebacker of the year over Devin Bush. Derwin James and Desmond King on top of the DB list. And then Randy Bullock winning kicker of the year. Now it's time to go. Actually, let's take a look at weekly awards real quick, and then we'll go to the rest. Michael Thomas, interesting season there, pal. I feel like I know who won that award. Offensive Player of the Year, Cam Newton barely beats Winston. I'm not really sure how Winston's number 2, then Cohen's number 3, and then Garoppolo at 4. Garoppolo was the number 2 MVP, and he was actually very good, so it made sense. Oh well. Defensive Player of the Year, we were nowhere near with Devin White. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Daniel Jones, a big win for him. Metcalf short behind. Scott Miller, number 8, please. Thank you. Devin White with Defensive Rookie of the Year, Montez Sweat on his tail all season. Nick Bosa kind of coming out of nowhere. Jamel Dean and Sean Bunting, number 4 and 5. Really good season from us there. We didn't win Best QB, though. I mean, that really sucks. I really wanted that award, but we kind of mixed it around a little bit, and we gave a lot of yards to Ronald Jones. So those things happen. Number 5 for Ronald Jones as the best running back. Wide receivers, I don't think we would even be on this list. We do not. Panthers got Curtis Samuel and Antonio Brown. They traded for AB. I can't remember. That was like right close to the deadline, so I don't know how much of that was actually Zane. And, obviously it looks like it was his credit. Ali Marpet is the number 8 offensive lineman. The NFC side definitely has the better O-line. There's no question about it. D-line, D Ford almost wins it, but DeMarcus Lawrence holds on. We obviously are nowhere near that. Best linebacker will be on the list at 6. Khalil Mack really killed it. Roquan right behind him. Best DB, where were we actually? Number 8. Jamel Dean was all the way at number 8. Holy crap. Matt Gay at number 5. So I'm going to be a little unfortunate to Cam Newton because I have no idea how he won MVP. Here are the numbers. Jimmy Garoppolo, 55 touchdowns, 25 picks. It's the guy that won it over us. Once again, you even compare that. It's debatable. You factor how many less downs. I think, honestly, as much as it is biased as hell, I think Winston, especially on a team like the Buccaneers, probably did deserve MVP. The most yards in the league. Very good touchdown to picks ratio. I mean, if I would have done the math on it, other than Mahomes and maybe Russell Wilson, he would probably have the best. Not even Russell Wilson because he has less, but he did get injured. Russell Wilson would have walked away with the MVP if he didn't get hurt. He got hurt 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he's out for pretty much the season. I think it is actually the season. You call it bias, whatever you want, but I've admitted when our guys don't deserve MVP or not. Jimmy Garoppolo had the touchdowns, but at the end of the day, touchdowns, for the most part, are really just coaching decisions. We could have easily had, 70 touchdowns if we all just, we just threw every touchdown instead. Not that the Niners had a lot of touchdowns in general, but I think we barely edged out Jimmy. I think it should have went Winston, Jimmy. I don't know Tariq Cohen's stats, but I just honestly don't think Cam even came close to deserving it. 48 touchdowns is cool. 4,700 yards is cool. 26 picks is a lot, but mainly look at the completion percentage, 53%. That would be a lock, an NFL locked record at the lowest completion percentage in NFL history to win MVP. Passer rating, a full 20 points behind our guy, about 4 points behind Jimmy. A lot of fumbles as well. I don't know the actual rushing yards, though. I'll give a fair shake here. Let's take a look. If it was a lot, maybe that's the reason why. Cam Newton did have 700 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. He did fumble an 11 times. I know they weren't all turnovers, but that's 37 potential turnovers. We're going to say at least 30 turnovers. I don't know. I don't know. It's a close one. It's a debate. I really wish the game was better. That's all I can say. Let's actually take a look at who are the best completion percentage of the legit starters. So yeah, Russell Wilson, like I said, would have walked away with it. Baker actually had a pretty good season, but the touchdowns are lacking, the yards are lacking, maybe a little more conservative. Patrick Mahomes, really good. I mean, honestly, I didn't see the rushing numbers, so maybe, if they had bad rushing numbers, ignore it. But maybe Mahomes should have been number 1, number 2. Kyler Murray was okay. Daniel Jones, Winston is actually quite a bit up there. So passer rating of the eligible guys, number 1, Russell Wilson, super high up there. Then Mahomes, then Winston, and then, Baker, Jimmy Garoppolo. So there's that. Here's the rushing numbers. You have Le'Veon Bell ahead of the pack with a 1,646. You have Carson with a really good yards per carry. Touchdowns are very high for a lot of guys like Tariq Cohen. Shout out to Kermit, though. 19 touchdowns to his backup running back. How? Did he have a bunch in sim? It would kill me inside knowing that I quote-unquote wasted it. Jesus, are you for real? 11 yards away. Oh, that sucks. Here's the rushing touchdowns, though. Ronald Jones, the 7th best, maybe? I don't know, just glancing. 7th best, perhaps. There was about, I'm going to guess, 18 1,000-yard rushers, it seems. Taking a guess, it's at least 18, I would say. Your best yards per carry of eligible players, you kind of call Lamar Jackson and Cam, but that escape artist is kind of cheese. Chris Carson, then Tevin Coleman. Keith Ford was actually killing it for Derek. Ronald Jones is actually a lot higher than I thought. I did not think we were doing that well in the league. Tariq Cohen did have a really good season, though. Receiving now, ridiculous numbers, Kermit. Chill, mate. Calm down. Julio, 1,593. Anton really didn't get a chance to actually play most of his own games. And his friend that played for him kind of played more of a running attack. It seemed like a rushing attack kind of guy. O.J. Howard was really high up there. I believe actually led the league in yards. Kittle was close, but he was benched because of the targets. Way too many targets and way too many touchdowns, but Kittle is a freak. So, I can't personally say much about that. A lot of guys over 1,000 yards on the season. Shepard, wow. Paul Richardson, in fairness, he's kind of older. Keenan, wow. Corey Davis, rest in peace in the chat. Marquise, rest in peace in the chat. Same with Amari. Geronimo, it is what it is. Some of these guys, though. Scott Miller, slot receiver. I didn't really expect him to do it. I wanted him to, just didn't really expect it. But yeah, not a bad season. The question is, with some of these numbers, we don't really rank that high. Winston, 100%. If he doesn't go to superstar development, I don't know. I'm gonna push the hell out of it for him to be forced. I don't know. Obviously, not even just from an expectation standpoint of, Winston, if he's lucky, 3,600 yards, 28 touchdowns, 23 picks or something in real life, but just a fact that he did kill it. He was a top 3 QB, debatably the MVP of the league, honestly. I'd be fine with Cam winning it. It's just the turnovers and the accuracy. That's just not MVP, man. Turnovers matter, EA, and accuracy matters. You can't just have a 53. That's a 50-50 chance. That's too low, man. Rodgers had a 62% in real life, and they were basically saying he was garbage, Imagine 10 points less. So let's take a look. It's going to be a quick glance, okay? Trent Williams killed it. Trent Williams killed it. Simply put, what else do we have? Yeah, Trent Williams is the best lineman in the league. I'm going to call that. And then let's say who the worst was. Jawan James, who is really good pass blocking his stats as well. Our guy was actually up there too. He had 14. Yeah, there he is. Defensively, let's take a look at the highest tackler, which was Jordan Hicks. Deion Jones not too far behind. Same with Bobby. I looked at Bobby Wagner's stats earlier, and I'm really shocked that he's way out and ahead of Devin White. It really didn't seem like that much of a difference. I guess tackles really do matter. 89 tackles, but 10 picks, which is 4 more, and then 4 TDs. That's ridiculous numbers. Let's go to sack totals. A lot of high numbers. 25.5 for Bosa, 25 for DeMarcus, Von Miller, 22.5. Sweat with 22.5, Myles Garrett. A lot of guys with great numbers. A lot of these guys did follow the rules, though, and, they broke the record or came close to breaking the record, which was allowed. Anything over wasn't. So a lot of these guys with over the record are going to hit benches. I think the first guy to hit it on the season was Joey Bosa, but he broke it by like 3 yards, which is not allowed. And then the most kicks made is 24 with a bunch of different guys tying. It always goes by completion or kicking percentage, so I don't even remember who won it, but it was probably like Matt Bryant and it was Bullock. So Matt Bryant and Bullock were probably the ones that won it. Punting, who honestly cares? Actually, I care about the most yards per punt. Our guy seems to be pretty decent. Oh, wait, no, he's not. A lot of guys with over 50. Kick returns, how many touchdowns do we have? 3 for Deontay Johnson. Jesus. Some interesting numbers. What about punt returns? Usually those are very low. Wow, only 3 on the entire year. That's crazy. But that's pretty much that. Let's take a look if we have... I don't care about offensive stats and all that. Actually, I'll take a quick glance at where we were on defense, though. So second in offensive, pretty damn good. Right behind the Niners, I would assume. And then 17th. That's obviously playoff worthy. And I'm very proud of this squad for even doing that. All right, so obviously we don't see the development ups until, I think, after the Super Bowl. I'm not even sure. But first glance, we're not really seeing a whole lot here. We need an improviser now? Oh, I want strong arm. I don't care about improviser, whatever. Strong arm, come on, Winston. 2 mid, I'll take that. When you see 2 little blips, you're like, yikes. But +2 to mid, that's actually a huge upgrade. Really wish some offensive linemen would have got some upgrades. And it appears that Jamel Dean and Bunting are the only guys, man. This is rough to upgrade in this league. And just in Madden in general, I don't want them to lose the scheme fit. We do run a substantial amount of zone, probably like 65% at least. An acceleration upgrade, not the upgrades I wanted, but at least it was saved with a +1 excel. And then Jamel Dean, how about a +2 to agility and a +4 to zone? That would be sick. Deal? Deal? +2 to zone, +2 to play rec. I'll take it. Please start development next season. This season, next season, you know what I mean. And then do we have any other upgrades? Were those the only ones, or it's a bunch of crappers? Matt Gay. So we have the punter and the kicker. We'll deal with that, and you might even see a couple more upgrades before the first playoff game, which will be a home match against God knows who. I don't know. I just hope it's not against the Niners, because that's an offensive firepower that I don't think we can hold on to, and I don't think our receivers are good enough to stop or to get past Richard Sherman and Jalen Ramsey. What a combination. Anyways, a little bit longer than, the stats and awards videos we're used to, but hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. And anyways, let's get pumped for them playoffs, man. Hopefully we can at least win one, but to even get here is honestly pretty impressive. So I'll take it. Year 1 was a win. Let's see how far we can go, boys. Anyways, hope you guys come back for next video, but until next video,